Man, I've got to admit, I still get really nervous about these kind of guitars when I've got them all in front of me. Ugh. So, these guitars all share something in common. Now, obviously on first inspection, it's probably going to be the fact that they are all Les Pauls, and obviously, well, that's right. There's another kind of commonality that I want to touch on. That commonality is the fact that they're all made to measure Gibsons. So I'll give you guys a little peek behind the curtain, I guess, of what goes on with the guitar store. When it comes to us buying new Gibsons, new Gibson custom shops, there's a list that we get from Gibson, funnily enough. You know, what's in stock, what we want, depending on kind of what our stock levels are, and even just depending on how spicy we feel in terms of which guitars we're going to pick. After we've chosen them, of course, they'll make their way from Nashville to us, to then your hands. So when I say made to measure, what does that mean? Some people may be asking. Well, in the most basic terms, made to measure are custom shop guitars that we've spec'd up and we've chosen, much like this gorgeous 59. Well, what's most important is actually we choose the tops of all these guitars, which I'll touch on. So the process is super cool, and certainly for any of you guitar or woodwork nerds out there, you're going to be super into this. So with the help of the nice folks at Gibson, we can spec out kind of any Gibson custom shop that we really want. Obviously, we are focusing a lot on Les Pauls, them being, you know, the sort of king, I guess, of the Gibson lineup. Whether that be, you know, a gorgeous sort of heritage cherry 59, or something like a Les Paul custom with a flame tire quilt top. And yes, that is a real guitar that exists that we picked up. You can see it on our website. Choosing the top is probably the most exciting part of that process. Gibson have got this great selection of some of the most beautiful maple tops that you've ever seen. Anything from kind of super like tight sort of tiger stripes to just the most wide and sort of expressive flame tops you've ever seen. And I mean, this one is definitely one of those. So we do get to peruse all of the choices of tops, and obviously we're going to try and be as varied as possible, but let's be real, we have definitely went for some of the most exciting and most sort of out there tops that we could find. Along with the individual specs, obviously the hardware and the surprisingly lightweight mahogany that makes these truly one-of-a-kind instruments. We can also choose to age these guitars to really give them the sort of MVP Gibson experience. When it comes to the ever-raging debate about relic guitars, which of course I dare not kind of plant my flag in either side, but if we're being real, I do quite like a relic. There's no denying that Tom Murphy and the wizards at the Murphy Lab are making some of the most sort of authentic, sort of vintage looking and feeling instruments that you can get. Certainly when it comes to, you know, the work that they put into with the Gibson Custom Shop. I won't go into too much detail about the Murphy Lab, as my buddy Ray actually has done an interview with Tom Murphy himself, which I will link above there if you do want to get a little bit more detail into how he does that. But I mean, sometimes it can be quite hyperbole saying like, this is the best Les Paul I've ever played or ever seen, but I think that might actually be true about these guitars today. Obviously, we love all the stock that we have in store. It's, you know, we don't like to play favorites, and certainly all the guitars that we have, I think we're all quite passionate about. There really is something quite different about being sort of directly involved in that process. You know, from the moment that we speak to Gibson to the moment that these guitars get shipped to the moment, much like the past couple of days that we've had these guitars and have unboxed them and letting the people know who've actually, you know, been in contact with Gibson all the time. It's the excitement is like, it's very kind of birthday or holiday-esque. It's like there's a kind of bubbling excitement when it comes to actually getting these guitars in our hands. So definitely, if you know, you've got your eye on a Les Paul, if you are sort of looking for that more premium level, but obviously don't want to spend money on a really vintage piece that's, you know, got kind of more zeros than I've ever seen sometimes, I think you should definitely get a made-to-measure guitar in your lap. Obviously, not only do we have direct responsibility for these guitars getting, you know, spec'd up. If you want to see guitars that we're truly excited about, then get one of these in your lap, see how they feel, compare them to any other Les Paul if you're looking for that, and yeah, just even ask us about them. Just, you know, we love talking about these. I think even if you're just in the store as well, just ask any one of us about the made-to-measure. Like, certainly there'll be people in the shop who are more than willing to chat to you about these for as long as you want to, basically. It's just, we're really passionate about them, and, you know, it's terms as like sort of premium, really high-spec guitars go. These are some of the highest ones that we've been excited about, certainly, for a long time. But of course, let us know down in the comments, have you tried any of the made-to-measure stuff that we've made? Have you tried any Gibson custom shops? And of course, like and subscribe while you're down there. That really does help the channel and kind of obviously builds the community just a little bit more. And of course, for every like that goes on this video, I'll make a check mark on a made-to-measure, so it's nice custom relic by me. But until then, I've been Kieran. Have a great day.